They've been here since 8:30, 8:45 this morning. David over here DJing. Can we get it for all the volunteers? And what I'm going to do is just close that for a hot second for me, if you don't mind, just close it. Thank you, Jamal, for that. Appreciate it. Again, to the Diamonds, one of the things that I took away from Jackie, and I hope that you all are taking away from this, and what Jayla did as well, is you have to have some creativity to your business. Mm-hmm. Right? A boomerang is giving you a framework, but sometimes you have to think outside of the box.
That's right.
We can't tell you everything to do.
That's right.
And it's a lot of times it's the most creative people who win. And so it's okay. And look at what you're missing. The people who are not here.
That's right.
How they're missing nuggets like this. There's a whole sub-movement that's happening right now that they're having success with. Is that something that they trained on? Is that in the iBoomerang manual? Is that on an I-Decide training? No, they just came up with it. So when you miss opportunities like this to get in front of trainings, you're missing a whole lot. So give it up again for the training that Jackie and Jayla did. I'm going to do something different, but before I do that, and Mr. Green, I'm going to shift up just a little bit. I'm staying within my time frame, but I want to talk with you all real briefly because I was listening intently to the testimonials of the executives and the directors. I was listening to what the Sapphires had to share, and there was a common thread, that was kind of shared. And I want to elaborate a little bit on it today. It was not a part of what I was going to train on, but I think it's appropriate for today. I did a recording years ago, and I'm going to put this one on YouTube now that it's going to come to it. It was called Building Through Storms. Building Through the Storms. One of the things that I heard is how many times we are letting and allowing life to get in the way. Anybody feel that you let life get in the way?
Yeah.
I'm going to be really, really, really transparent with you guys. Some of you may not agree with what I'm about to say. I had a conversation with this guy a few years ago. This is my own personal opinion. Okay. Had a real in-depth conversation with this guy. And I told him, I said, look, I'm going to die at some point. I'm going to pass. Spencer Iverson won't be here at some point. And I am fully aware that people will grieve for a day or whatever. And the next day, they're going to watch the football game.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The next day, they're going to go to work. The next day, they're going to be in my closet, giving my stuff away. No, I don't say to be funny. I mean, that's the reality of life and death. It helped me realize the frailty of life.
That's right.
It helped me put my life in perspective. And when I got to that realization about my life, I began to realize that I got a finite amount of time to do what it is that I really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
When I realized that about my life, I realized that I was allowing negative people to have a little bit too much to say in Spencer Iverson's life.
All right.
When I realized that about my life, I realized how to put my obstacles in better perspective. Because at the end of the day, I can't make any excuses for my life. I can't. I can't make any excuses. I was on a presentation in Chicago years ago. My mom had told me that my grandmother was going in the hospital. Routine procedure, routine stuff. Love my grandmother. And I had just seen grandma maybe. My grandfather was actually worse off than my grandmother. My grandfather had Alzheimer's, he had dementia, full blown. I mean, didn't even recognize me when we would go see him. And this is the man who taught me how to fish. This is the man who helped mold me spiritually as a man. This was my guy, right? And to walk into a home and to see my grandma not even be able to recognize me.
Wow.
And my grandmother and grandfather were married over 51, 52 years. They were like this, right? And so she was the only person he still kind of recognized. But my mom said my grandmother had gone into the hospital for a routine procedure. So I did the presentation. We were on our way from Chicago going to, I think, New York to do another presentation that night. Somehow, some way between Chicago and landing in New York, when I landed, I had these messages on my phone. Hey, you need to call your mom, you need to call your mom. Hadn't called mom yet. I want to check in with my daughter, Haley. Haley was probably, 5, right? Hey, baby girl, how you doing? Dad just landed, just wants to know I landed safely. Hey, Daddy, did you hear Gigi's in heaven?
Wow.
I said, hey, put your mom on the phone. I said, what? She was like, hey, yeah, I was going to wait till you got to your hotel. Somehow, between Chicago and New York, I was my grandma.
Wow.
Wow.
Life.
Right.
Right? Now, could have done a couple things. Could have gone untamed, right? Because she got a lot, right? But it's 500 people at the hotel in New York. It's a line outside, waiting to see Mr. Iverson do whatever. And I had to get myself together because at the end of the day, they don't care.
That's right.
That's right.
Look, that's not an indictment on them.
No.
That is
Right.
life.
Yes.
At the end of the day, they don't care. What they care about is that, Mr. Iverson, I worked 3 months, 3 weeks, to get these guests here, and how dare you? That's how they feel.
That's right.
I had to suspend I had to suspend the reality of my life. I had to suspend the reality. My father's in the hospital with a stroke, right? But bills still have to be paid.
That's right.
Right.
Things have to keep going. 60 days later, my grandfather died. That's how close they were. He didn't know how ill, what had happened, because we couldn't even get to tell Grandpa.
Wow.
I was still so distraught over losing my grandma, I couldn't even go to my grandfather's funeral.
Wow.
Because I didn't want the last image in my mind to be of my grandfather rode up front. I always saw him as a vibrant. I used to pick up cans in Cleveland, Ohio at 5 o'clock in the morning, because that was one of the ways my grandfather earned money. He would pick up cans and sell the aluminum, and we would be little kids. And my brother and I just thought it was again. That's why I don't drink beer. It smells horrible. My God, but we would just pick up these can bags. This is my guy. But it was life. So what we've got to make a decision on
That's good.
is, are we going to allow the constant of life to interfere with your goals?
Right.
I am a really, really driven person. Sabrina Turner knows this. I can probably be a pretty challenging leader to work with because I hold myself to such a high standard. I accept no excuses. I don't. So when people say, Mr. Iverson, will you mentor me? Be careful what you ask for.
That's right. That's right.
Because I hold myself to an amazingly high standard. I try to divest myself, not emotionally, but I'm giving you this so that you can understand the mindset of what it's really going to take to get to where Mr. Green is, to where Jackie and Jalen and Trey, I remember Trey when you lost your dad. I remember when Trey lost his dad.
Yes.
But what we have to do with Trey is we got to remember life just goes on. There are people who are depending on us, and shame on us if I'm going to let you and your attitude or your no determine whether or not Spencer Iverson wins in life.
Say it again.
That's just not going to happen for me. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person.
Love it.
So I make you feel that. I'm going to make you feel like you're not the right person. Y'all heard me on stage in Las Vegas. I will quickly send you a note from Spencer because you're not going to... You work every day. I'm trying to show you how to get out the game, and you want to act like what you do is better than what I got. I'm sorry, sir. I regret to inform you, but after further evaluation, it looks like you are not a right candidate for my team.
That's right.
I will send you that text because I'm not going to let you feel like somehow, some way, you not getting in is affecting what happens with me.
Love it. Love
It's
it.
just not going to happen. But what happens is we get so emotional about
Yes,
these
sir.
no's. And you start feeling you got to beg people to get in your business.
That's it.
And you, Mr. I've been talking to somebody for 2 and 3 and 4 weeks. Why?
Absolutely.
Now they got all the leverage.
That's right.
You have lost all your posture.
That's right.
I'm going to send you one text message. One. Because you might waste your time, but whose time will you not waste? You're not going to waste my time. Sabrina, right? You're not going to waste my time. Got a guy the other day doing a 3-way call. Oh, he's ready, Mr. Davis. He's ready. Oh, he's a pastor or whatever. Right. And got him on the phone. And, sir, have you get a chance to look at the information? No, man. You know how it is, Mr. Davis. I was just really busy. Just gonna go through the information at some point in time, and I've had it for a couple of weeks. Had a chance to watch any of the videos, but I just had a bunch of questions for you, though, man. So, what kind of comp plan is it? You know, what levels? What are those 3 packages? What packages should I sign up at? I said, sir, you're not ready to talk to me right now. Pastor, with all due respect, you're not ready to talk to me. What you need to do, Pastor, is there's a 30-minute video that I did. They can send to you that's going to answer the majority of those questions. Once you've watched that, then you and I'll be in a better position to have a conversation. But can you, sir, I can't do nothing else for you until you watch that video. And I went back to eating. Because he was, no, you on your time now. You are not about to waste too.
Mine.
You're not going to waste mine. But you know what a lot of people would have done? You would have acquiesced. You would have, I got it. So, sir, what are your questions? Okay, because if he started leading you from that point, he will lead you throughout the business. Can't be one chief. Can't be one expert on the phone.
That's right.
Now, if I was trying to be a pastor, he's got the leverage.
That's right.
But I ain't trying to preach.
That's right.
Come on.
I'm trying to get out of debt.
Come on now.
I'm trying to do stuff for my family. And every time you wasting time from that, you are taking food off my table. That's a problem for me. We have to begin to take our business mindset to a different level.
That's good.
And it starts with understanding the reality of life. And it's okay. Sometimes we have to stop. We have to control. Guys, do you understand the power of words? Do you understand the significance of what we say? I heard so many people. I'm an introvert. I'm not good in front of the room. You know what happens to your subconscious mind? It continues to believe that. It continues to believe that. What if Les Brown had believed that story? Les Brown used to stutter. Les Brown couldn't stand being in front of the room. Les Brown was completely embarrassed, and those around him as a child picked at him because of his speaking problem. Now he's one of the most noted public speakers ever. Has made tens of millions of dollars on public speaking. At some point, he had to suspend the notion in his mind that he had a speaking problem. But if you continue to feed this doubt, I love what Jayla put on the board. Why should somebody follow you?
That's good.
Please ask yourself that question. Why? Don't ask why are people not joining me. No, why should they join you?
That's right.
They joining somebody.
That's right.
It's going to be 10,000 folks in Houston, Texas who join somebody, just maybe not you. That's a question.
That's good.
Some of us are too inconsistent. Too inconsistent. Sometimes we hear, sometimes we not. I look at these diamonds, man, you know, God knows I could be someplace else right now. I could. Trey, could you be someplace right now?
Without question.
Jay, how about you? They're running a contest all over the country. Could be supporting other teams. But we commit ourselves every Monday night. And then some people think it's not. I've missed 2 Mondays, and both of them were for family obligations with my daughter. 2. But then some people just think, you got a man driving from Tennessee and average 4 hours every Monday. Every Monday.
Wow.
You got the Turners who come probably 60% of the time, but they live in South Carolina. 4.5, 5 hours away.
Wow.
Almost every other Monday. And then some people have the audacity to say network marketing don't work. No, you don't work.
That's right.
No, you don't work. If you can see what we do behind the scenes, midnight phone, I got a team in Australia. Mr. Iverson, can you do a presentation on 3 o'clock in the morning? Jesus, Lord, yes. I would be happy to do one at 3 in the morning. But that's what diamonds do, guys. So what we hope is that through these trainings and through hearing, I love testimonials, because regardless of what we put on the board and on the screen and all that stuff, when you begin to hear the real life stories
That's right.
of people who are really doing it, and I love that contest because it's eliciting the real activity.
Yes.
It's eliciting the real activity that you're going to have to do to win in network marketing.
Yes, sir.
More importantly, the real activity you have to do to win in life. Don't set the goal necessarily to be sapphire, ruby, emerald, and diamond. Network marketing can help you with your life.
Life.
Man, if I had time with you, I'd tell you about some people I've met who are still in my life today, who blessed my life just because we intersected in network marketing. And that has become a part of my pitch. It's become a part of my pitch. Don't get in just because of a compensation plan. You can grow through the people that you know.
That's right.
Who would like to rub elbows with the Houghton Bugs? Who wouldn't like to rub elbows with an Edwin Haynes? And then finally, look at what's happening in Atlanta. I said, guys, we will have meetings in Atlanta, Georgia, where there are 1,000 and 2,000 people every Monday night. Now, you might not be able to see it, but it's going to start somehow, some way. And you know what? When that begins to happen, none of you may still even be in the business. We win the majority of the time, Trey, because we just stick out longer
Yes,
than
sir.
the average person. Honestly. Not because we're super smart. We win most of the time because we simply outlast the competition. Period. Some people quit because of customer service. Some people quit because they can't get enough boomerangs. Some people quit because somebody mismanaged their expectations. They thought they would be further along than where they were. We simply outlast most people. I trust that guy right there in business. I trust Houghton Bugs in business. His track record proves over and over again. I watch people that many of whom I've mentored and groomed and introduced to network marketing turn into 6-figure a month income earners in Organo Gold. After about 3.5 to 4 years. Didn't happen year one. Did it, Mr. Green? Didn't happen year number 2. But I tell you what, year 3, 4, 5 came and momentum hit Organo Gold. Listen. I had to come over. I came over. And I was already in some of you know, I was one of those coffee tasted like it's delicious. So I came over and joined. But it was too late. 5.5 years in. It was too late. I missed. So what I'm doing today, I'm going to do a game show. I'm going to do a training through a game show. So what I'm going to need is, if we can open that back up, okay? And I've got 2 teams. All right. I'm gonna need the same setup here. I want those 3 chairs facing this way. If you don't mind, Pastor Turner. Thank you. I need bring closer. Okay. Good deal. Thank you. All right. And no, I don't need anything to DJ. I need 6 volunteers. I don't matter. I need 6 volunteers. 6 volunteers. Come on. Verse 6. Take a side. 1, 2.